morning, Kennedy Catholic. Well, if you've got a pulse, you know that a hugely important presidential election is only a week away. And this year, you will all have a chance to vote for our own school-wide election. As a follow-up to our Republican primary debate last April, our Young Republicans Club and Debate Club will hold a presidential election among the student body to see who our students think should be our next president. And today we have more details about the main event, Kennedy Catholic's student election. We start off Thursday, tomorrow, with the debate to be carried on Kennedy Live and to be viewed in homeroom by all the other students. Juniors and seniors will attend in the auditorium. Then on Monday, we'll email you a link to a fun survey which will allow you to match your views on all the issues with those of the candidates. And you may be very surprised at who you agree with on those issues. And finally, on Monday, November 7th, the whole school will submit their ballots by returning a Google Docs survey about the candidate of their choice. We'll then compile the results, and you'll know who won on Election Day, November 8th. So have fun with the process, and most of all, get involved.
Thanks, Mr. Santini. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, November 2nd, A-Day. I'm Kim Pizzella.
And I'm Sabrina Rayfeld.
And this is Kennedy Live. The Church has encouraged prayer for the dead from the earliest times as an act of Christian charity. If we had no care for the dead, Augustine noted, we would not be in the habit of praying for them. Yet pre-Christian rites for the deceased and retained such a strong hold on the superstitious imagination that a liturgical commemoration was not observed until the early Middle Ages, when monastic communities began to mark an annual day of prayer for the departed members. Happy All Souls Day.
Now for school announcements. Attention, it is that time of year again. Time to try your hand at becoming a published author. We are currently accepting submissions for the new edition of On My Mind. All work must be submitted no later than December 1st. It must be emailed as a Microsoft Word document attachment to cmorris@kennedycatholic.org. There is a 1,000-word limit. Please see Ms. Morris if you have any questions.
We are looking for volunteers to clean out the costume closets for the plays. Volunteers are needed from Wednesday to Friday and will receive community service hours. If anyone is interested, please see Julia Feeney or Miss Vetteretti.
Our new VEX robotics team, the Kennedy Gales, had a tournament at Danbury High School on Saturday. They placed 8th out of 26 teams and made the semifinals. They were presented with the Judges Award.
There's a debate club meeting today. The question is, should college athletes be paid?
Dress Down Day this Thursday, $5 donation.
Now for This Day in History with Brendan Wallace.
Good morning, Kennedy Catholic. I'm Brendan with This Day in History. In 1783, George Washington bids farewell to the Continental Army after the American Revolution. In 1898, cheerleading is started at the University of Minnesota when Johnny Campbell leads the crowd in cheering for the football team. In 1960, Mary Leakey and her team discovered the first fossils of a Homo habilis, an early ancestor of humans, in Tanzania. They were one of the earliest known species to make stone tools. In 1983, President Ronald Reagan signs a bill making Martin Luther King Day a federal holiday. And in 2000, the first crew arrives at the International Space Station. That's all for This Day in History. Now back over to the anchors.
In world and local news, a student at Alabama A&M University has turned his dorm room into a donation-based food pantry. Justin Franks got the project started with just $40 of his own money. Now donations are coming in from organizations across the campus, alumni, and even the local community. Franks started the food pantry after overhearing several students saying they were going to bed hungry.
Your morning exercise may burn off some calories, but someday it may also be able to charge your smartphone. Scientists at the Georgia Institute of Technology have been working on a fiber that generates electricity from movement and also from the sun. They say they've made great strides with the technology, but it isn't quite as flexible as they'd like, so they're working on making the fibers thinner, along with increasing its durability and improving performance. They say the more power, the better.
Are you confused about hazardous weather terminology? You're not the only one, and some believe the U.S. system needs an overhaul. In the U.S., a watch means that there's a chance for hazardous weather, while a warning means hazardous weather is coming or ongoing. An advisory is somewhere in between. NOAA may be looking into a new system, but a switch isn't necessarily simple or easy, as most emergency agencies have the current terminology baked into their systems. At best, they say new terms are at least several years away.
And now over to sports with Mirage.
Good morning, Kennedy Catholic Sports Nation. I'm Raj Patel with your sports. All right, the boys soccer team will be having a playoff game on Thursday at home. In the NBA, the Warriors beat the Trailblazers 127-104. Steph and KD combined for 48 points. And the Pistons beat the Knicks 102-89. In the major leagues, the Cubs beat the Indians 9-3. Addison Russell hit a grand slam in the World Series for the first time in over 10 years. The series now tied 3-3 with a decisive Game 7 tonight. That will be on at 8 o'clock on Fox. And for girls basketball, the girls tryouts are on Saturday, 9 to 11. Medical forms need to be in by Friday to the nurse, so make sure you hand them in tomorrow. Tryouts are on Monday and Tuesday, November 8th, 7th and 8th from 5 to 7. Open gym today from 5 to 7. And that's all for sports. Back to the anchors.
Remember, there is no Kennedy Live tomorrow, just the presidential debate.
Well, I'm Sabrina Rayfeld,
And I'm Kim Pizzella.
and this has been Kennedy Live.
Have a great day.